24 years after the original was released, the Mosasaurus is back in LEGO form, and it's not the only prehistoric giant bringing danger to the water. While these two sets may retail for a similar price, there is a striking difference between the way they handle their animals. Let's start with the 199-piece TRex River Escape, which has 3 bags, 3 books, and some big pieces, which come together to depict the scene from the upcoming movie where the T-Rex chases a small family through the river of a jungle island. The finished product consists of this small red quad bike that the minifigures can sit on and ride around the jungle. It's pretty basic, it's nothing we haven't seen before from a LEGO quad bike, but it is a nice little inclusion. And there's also an orange boat, which has a little frog friend sat on it, a light at the front, and space for a few minifigures to sit, complete with some oars to paddle it through the water. Then we have this small build for the riverbank, which can split apart into these 2 smaller sections. The first simply has a spot for the boat to attach to, with a pier beside it for minifigures to kind of get access in and out, as well as a container that you can use to store either the 2 oars or the machete and stick that are included. There's also some rocks and plant life just to kind of help set the scene, and there's also a pretty fun little play feature with this, as you can push this piece at the back to launch the boat forwards into the water to make a quick getaway from the T-Rex. The remaining build has a small hut, which I do quite like the look of. It also has some plants growing around it and rocks to one side as well, plus this little spider climbing up the wall. On the inside there's a small shelf with a red mug and a freshly hatched dinosaur egg with some little pieces on the floor representing broken eggshells, which is a really nice little detail, I think. There's an open doorway here for you to get access to the outside, and this does line up with the little pier that's on the other half when the build is reconnected. The windows can also open up, but if you want to get even more light into this place, then all you have to do is wait for the T-Rex to come stomping through, as he can just smash down these 2 walls, opening the whole thing up for you and giving you much better access to what is hopefully a really nice, beautiful river view. All in all, simple builds with some pretty simple play features, but honestly not too bad for a small little dinosaur set. This T-Rex uses the 2012 dino parts we've all seen before, so obviously it has all the same articulation. You can rotate the tail around, move the legs forwards and backwards, move the arms forwards and backwards, and obviously move the head and open the jaw up. But once again, it has some new prints, giving it a dark grey pattern over its tan body, with some very angry looking eyes at the front as well. One unfortunate thing about this T-Rex though is that it's missing print for both the claws on its hand and also at its feet, which I'm pretty sure every other T-Rex using this design has had print for, so yeah, this really makes this the first one without, and that just feels a bit lazy on LEGO's part. Even the 2012 ones had claw print, and they were released 13 years ago, so yeah, that is a little bit of a disappointment if I'm honest. Then for the minifigures we have Xavier, Dobbs and Teresa Delgado. Xavier gets a machete while Teresa has a stick, and both of them get leg print that wraps around both sides to give them shorts, but obviously doesn't carry around to the back. Xavier just wears a black jacket and gets a stern face on one side and a very worried face on the other, while Teresa has a red life jacket and below that a white top with some colourful patterns on the front, with a smirking face on one side and then another face that also just looks a bit too happy considering she's supposed to be being chased by a hungry T-Rex. So for $50 you don't get a whole lot here, but honestly it's to be expected, what with the T-Rex included. I mean, ultimately this is basically just a $25 set with a $25 dinosaur included. But things could be about to change for this age of moulded LEGO dinosaurs, as shown with the Mosasaurus Boat Mission, a set that I've really been looking forward to. Inside this one we have 6 bags, 2 books and a small sticker sheet, with book 1 focusing solely on the first bag to build up this small boat, and I've got to say I really like the look of this thing. It's obviously scaled down quite a bit compared to the movie, but it still has some important features like these guardrails at the front and this area at the back for holding cargo. There's also some big stickers down on the hull just to add a little bit of extra detail to it all. You can pull this little box out and open it up to reveal some tranquilizer darts inside and a little printed piece, so I'm guessing this is kind of like a chilled containment area that's kind of keeping these tranquilizer darts at a stable temperature and pressure. This box also does fit nicely on the jumper plates at the front, along with the minifigure, so you can kind of have them sat at the front here rummaging around inside it, preparing to take on the Mosasaurus. A minifigure can also stand back here to monitor this little screen which is scanning for the Mosasaurus, with a magnifying glass and a gun also stored here. In front of that there's a small area for another minifigure to sit and control the boat, with a printed control panel and also a joystick by the side. There are some ladders on both sides of this to get up to the roof, but there's really not a whole lot that you can do up there, so it's kind of just there for show really. But yeah, on the whole, I think this is a pretty decent little LEGO boat. The remaining 5 bags get stuck in with some rocky reefs and the main attraction itself, the mighty Mosasaurus, which consists of a lot of smaller builds that all snap together with mixel joints to give us the finished product. What an incredible build this one is. I mean, don't get me wrong, I do like the existing molded dinosaur system, but this just feels so much more rewarding as a finished product, actually being able to build the entire animal from scratch. And this animal is also incredibly big. I mean, just look at how it completely dwarfs 2023's Orca and even makes the T-Rex look small fry in comparison. Because of its segmented body, each one can move side to side independently, not only allowing you to just kind of swoosh the whole animal around and imagine it swimming through the ocean, but also pose it in a few different ways. All 4 flippers also sit on ball joints so they can move around as well, with the flippers at the front being a lot bigger than the ones at the back. This giant marine lizard also just looks really great as well. I love the stripy appearance with dark brown and olive green pieces used for all of its scales, which also transition nicely into the pure white underbelly below. The mixel joints do stand out a bit down at the tail end, but everywhere else they're covered up pretty much as well as they can be without actually limiting the body's movement. And that stripy pattern also continues on the top as well, with these printed pieces kind of blending some of the brown and green details together. The head sits on a larger ball joint, so it has a little bit more motion than the other body segments, allowing it to kind of lift up and down a little bit and also rotate around. Just like the body, there's great texturing work done here for the striped scales with all those slope pieces, and the eyes are printed as well, which is really great to see. There's no stickers on the actual Mosasaurus, just the boat. The long snout is of course full of teeth, with the lower jaw able to open wide and grab onto prey. Compared to the original Mosasaurus, this really is an improvement in pretty much every way. That's not to say the old one was bad, it still has movement in its tail and an opening jaw that's actually much bigger than the new one, complete with a crocodile head representing its tongue, plus it came with a bunch of extra pieces to transform it into different models like the Iguanodon with this classic dino head that all the old sets used, or the Postosuchus, which is an old reptile from the Triassic period, or even Dimetrodon, a creature from way before the dinosaurs existed that is also definitely long overdue a return to the LEGO world, I think. But still, seeing the two of them together like this, you really get a sense for just how much LEGO has improved over the past 24 years. As for the 2 reefs, there's a smaller one with some seaweed, rocks and an olive green minion hairpiece used to represent barnacles, while the bigger one uses different shades of blue to show a change in the depth of the water, with more rocks, a fish clipped on the side here, I guess that could kind of be jumping out of the Mosasaurus way, plus more seaweed and barnacles of its own as well. The idea with these is more than just simply adding a bit of scenery to the set, great as that is, but you can also use them to display the 2 models. You can sit both the boat and the Mosasaurus on either one of these to kind of make it look like the lizard is lunging out of the ocean, or the boat is bouncing about in turbulent waters, or kind of crashed upon a reef. It feels a lot like that old hidden side set where you could split the boat in half and crash it on a reef as well. This one also comes with 2 minifigures. First up is Leclerc, who's got plain black legs, but then his torso does have some nice print in there with his red scarf and kind of checkered shirt, and that does also continue onto the back as well. Just all around a pretty nice minifigure. He's also got a beard and this brown cap. As for the next minifigure, we have got Atwater. He does have leg print, and that does follow onto the side. So he's got some pockets printed on the sides of his legs, and then again he's got some very nice torso print with all those pockets on his outfit, and then there is more of that to the back. His face is pretty generic, his hairpiece is pretty generic, but that's okay. And he has also got a little tranquilizer gun. While both of these sets are quite similar, each containing small builds, 2 minifigures and a huge animal, the mere $10 price gap between them really highlights the striking difference in value between sets with large molded dinosaurs and sets that go for a brick built approach. It's not the first modern minifigure scale set to go for this approach either, with 2022's Jurassic Park Breakout set of course featuring a brick built T-Rex, and that gives me hope that the Mosasaurus is a sign that this is going to become more common in the future. These molded dinosaurs have stuck around since 2012, so clearly they aren't going anywhere anytime soon, which is fine. When done right, they can be really great and also help give smaller dinosaurs a lot better detail than brick built ever could, I think. It's definitely something that, as far as making minifigure scale dinosaurs goes, fits better with larger creatures just like this new Mosasaurus. As far as I'm concerned, there's a place for both of these dinosaur building systems in the LEGO world.